हमारे बच्चे कुछ नहीं करेंगे। थोड़ा बताइए हुआ।
A gruesome terror attack has shocked the world. 26 people were shot and killed in Kashmir. The horrific incident took place in Pahalgam. At least 7 terrorists were involved. They killed tourists in the Baisaran Valley. The Indian armed forces have launched operations and early investigations point fingers towards Pakistan. The terror attack came days after Pakistan Army Chief Asim Munir's inflammatory speech, where he called Kashmir Pakistan's jugular vein.
Kashmir is absolutely clear. It was our jugular vein. It is our jugular vein. We will not forget it. And we will not leave our Kashmiri brethren.
Since the attack, tensions between India and Pakistan have increased. Pakistan's ceasefire violations have been met with equal strength. India's leadership has promised to avenge the attack and punish the terrorists and their backers.
Today, from the soil of Bihar, I say to the whole world, India will identify, track and punish every terrorist and their backers. We will pursue them to the ends of the earth. India's spirit will never be broken by terrorism. Terrorism will not go unpunished. Every effort will be made to ensure that justice is done. The entire nation is firm in this resolve. Everyone who believes in humanity is with us. I thank the people of various countries and their leaders who have stood with us in these times.
And preparations have begun. India's armed forces have launched large-scale drills. The Air Force and the Navy are leading the muscle flexing. India has also suspended the Indus Waters Treaty. This means it no longer adheres to the treaty, which prevents India from controlling the flow of waters in the western tributaries of the Indus. Pakistan sees this as an act of war. Islamabad has pledged to attack if New Delhi diverts waters of the Indus.
Any attempt to stop, reduce, or divert the flow of water belonging to Pakistan under the Indus Waters Treaty would be responded to with full force and might, and nobody should remain under any kind of false impression and confusion. Our valiant armed forces remain fully capable and prepared to defend the country's sovereignty and its territorial integrity against any misadventure.
Now Pakistan too has launched military preparations. The Pakistani army is leading the drills and both sides are staring at a possible military confrontation. So, how do the two nations match up against each other? Let's start with war economics. India's budget is 9 times that of Pakistan's. India's economy and purchasing power easily eclipse its western neighbor. Now let's look at hard power. India has over 1.4 million active personnel compared to Pakistan's 650,000. The Indian Army has more than double the tanks of Pakistan and almost 1,500 artillery systems more than Pakistan. When it comes to sea domination, India's navy is much larger and more technologically advanced. The Indian Navy's fleet strength is more than double that of the Pakistan Navy. India has the advantage in submarines, both conventional and nuclear. India also operates 2 aircraft carriers, while Pakistan has none. Even in the air, India has an edge over Pakistan. The Indian Air Force has more attack platforms than the Pakistan Air Force. This includes fighter jets and attack helicopters. In terms of air logistical support, Pakistan is completely outdone. And for the first time in 2 decades, India has surpassed Pakistan in nuclear weapons. It now has 172 warheads compared to 170. Ship for ship, tank for tank, jet for jet and nuke for nuke, India holds the advantage against Pakistan in all domains. India has the numbers, but battles often boil down to weapons. A tactical strike could give either side a strategic edge. So what are the top weapons for the 2 countries? Let's start with India's Agni-v missile, an intercontinental ballistic missile capable of carrying nuclear warheads. It has a range of 8 to 10,000 kilometers. Basically, all of Pakistan is in range. Then there's the Brahmos, a supersonic cruise missile, which can be launched from land, sea and air. This is one of the most deadliest weapons in the world because the Brahmos has a 99.99% accuracy. India gets its naval edge from the INS Arihant and the INS Arighat, the Indian Navy's nuclear submarines. These are capable of staying underwater for months, and both can launch ballistic missiles armed with nuclear warheads. In the skies, the Indian Air Force's Rafales rule. It is far superior and modern when compared to any jet in the Pakistan Air Force. It has the most advanced weapons packages and is even capable of delivering a nuclear payload. And then there's the S-400 air defense system. It can sniff out and shoot down any aircraft from almost 400 kilometers away. Basically, almost all of Pakistan's airfields are in its range. Pakistan's strongest weapon is the Shaheen-3 ballistic missile. It has a range of 2,750 kilometers and it is capable of carrying a nuclear warhead. Then there's the F-16. Pakistan has been operating the American-made jet since the 1980s. The F-16 is the backbone of Pakistan's Air Force. It is capable of delivering nuclear payloads. Playing wingman to the F-16 is the J-10 Dragon. Made by China, this is the latest fighter jet to join Pakistan's ranks. The aircraft comes with Chinese missiles like the PL-15, which has an air-to-air range of over 100 kilometers. There is also the Babar cruise missile, a subsonic weapon that can be launched from land and sea. The missile has a range of nearly 500 kilometers. And then there's the Al-Khalid main battle tank. Made with the help of China, it is the workhorse of Pakistan's tank fleet. The Pakistan Army has almost 500 of these tanks, which are designed for offensive roles. Tensions between India and Pakistan have world leaders worried. US President Donald Trump says the rivalry goes back 1,000 years.
They've had that fight for 1,000 years in Kashmir. Kashmir's been going on for 1,000 years, probably longer than that. Well, there have been tensions on that border for 1,500 years. There's great tension between Pakistan and India, but there always has been.
Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin says the terrorists and their organizers should face punishment. Saudi Arabia, France, Iran and the UAE are working round the clock to douse the tensions. China and Turkey have called for diplomatic talks, but they have also showed support for Pakistan. On the flip side, Israel has wholeheartedly backed New Delhi. India is in no mood to give the terrorists and their backers a clean chit. New Delhi's patience is not its weakness. India is preparing for a response, and it will do so on its own time of choosing.